We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you on exactly? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. If you are in the Savannah Lamar or surrounding areas and you are having phone issues, whether you want your phone to be unlocked or change the screen, you name it, check with D&L Cell Phones and Accessories. They are located upstairs Tanka Plaza, right beside the bus park. Check them out right now because you will not be disappointed. You can call them at 876-797-9099. That's 876-797-9099. In the news today, on Tuesday, April 15, a 45-year-old refrigerant technician of a Trelawney address. He drove his silver Toyota Hiace bus and he traveled to a branch of Scotiabank in Senton where he withdrew $2 million Jamaican dollars from his bank account to conduct some business. He placed the money in a black bag and placed it between the two front seats of his bus. Whilst on his way back to Trelawney, he stopped at a hardware in Duncan's. He securely locked up the bus and went inside the hardware. When he came back out of the hardware, it was discovered that the left front door window of the bus was broken. Checks were made and the bag with the $2 million Jamaican dollars plus an IBM laptop and a hard drive were missing. We are told that investigations revealed that a hoodlum was seen using an object to break out the window and removing the items. Boy, may I tell you. This one, it took place on Monday afternoon, April 14, shortly after 12 midday. It took place at Nesbury Place in the Providence Heights area of St. James. Our information is that the police, acting on intelligence, they carried out a raid at an abandoned one-bedroom concrete house in the area. Nothing was found in the house. The outer perimeter of the property was searched and bingo. 1.38 revolver with the serial number intact was found hidden in a building block hole. No one was arrested in connection with this find, but intelligencers, big up on yourself, and officers, job well done. In this next report, the police in St. James, they have arrested and charged a 54-year-old businessman who is a licensed firearm holder. His name is Robert Norman Henry, but he's popularly known as Bob. Bob is from Silvera Road in the parish of St. Catherine, but he's living at Tarp Drive in the Wakefield area of Trelawney. Reports are that on Monday afternoon, April 14 at minutes to 2 o'clock, the police, they were on an operation along the AGS Combs Road in Montego Bay when they signaled a Toyota motor truck being driven by Bob to stop. Bob, he stopped and he declared to the police officers that he was a licensed firearm holder. His firearm and the documents were inspected and it was revealed that although his firearm user's license was valid, the firearm certificate of registration was not renewed since November 2022. As a result, Bob, he was arrested and charged and he'll be facing the courts shortly. Over in Westmoreland, another licensed firearm holder is in trouble with the law. His name is Richard Elliot. Richard is a 47-year-old engineer and he's living at Buena Vista in Mandeville in the parish of Manchester. The allegation is that on Sunday afternoon, April 13, a building contractor in his late 40s, he was at a location in White House working on a project when Richard, who is also a client of the contractor, went there and confronted him about a job that he was working on for him. The argument got heated, and it is alleged that Richard, he pushed the contractor in his chest and pulled his licensed Glock 9mm pistol from his waistband, charged it, and pointed it to the contractor's head, threatening to kill him. The contractor, he left, and he made a report to the police, who commenced investigations. On Monday, April 14, Richard, he went to the White House police station where he was apprehended by the police and his license gun seized. He was charged and he'll be facing the courts shortly. In this next report, detectives in Hanover, they have arrested and charged a 48-year-old tour operator. His name is Conrad Mattis, but he's popularly known as Damion. Damion is living at Sheffield District in Westmoreland. Damion, he has been charged for housebreaking and robbery with aggravation, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and malicious destruction of property. The allegation that will be outlined in court is that on Saturday morning, March 18 at minutes to 9 o'clock, Damion, he went to visit a female at Grange District in the parish of Hanover, but that female was inside her house with a friend. It is said that Damion, he knocked on the door and he told the female to open it, but she did not. It is further alleged that Damion, he kicked off the front door. He then kicked open the passage door, damaging both doors. Once inside, it is alleged that Damion, in a jealous rage, he rained some serious bucks to the female's face. Further allegation is that Damion, he pulled a gun which he used to hit the female several times in her belly. He then took away the female and the man who was inside the house cell phones and left. A report was made to the police, and on Sunday, April 13, Damion, he was taken into police custody. He has since been charged by the police and he'll be facing the courts shortly. In this next report, last Thursday, I brought you a report about a robbery that took place the previous morning, Wednesday, April 9, at minutes to 9 o'clock. It took place at a variety store at Fuller's Field in the Grangeville area of Westmoreland. If you look on your screen, that 60-year-old lady, she was inside her yard carrying out some house chores when those two hoodlums who were armed with guns entered. The hoodlums, they held the lady and forced her into the store which she operates in her yard. The hoodlums, they then robbed her of a black Samsung Galaxy cell phone, an undetermined sum of cash, phone cards, and an assortment of liquors. In late last year, the same lady was robbed of over $500,000 Jamaican dollars. We are told that the hoodlums, they were expecting the same amount of money this time around, and when it was not forthcoming, the two scums of the earth, them rained some serious blows to the lady's face and her head. They then made good their escape on foot in the community. Well, the police, they have made a breakthrough in this robbery, and the guy who was arrested and charged by the police, he could easily be the 60-year-old lady's grandson. We are told that he was picked up shortly after the robbery. His name is Sean Shaw, but he's popularly known as JT. JT is 19 years old and he's living at Rory Street in Grangeville. JT, he was charged for the offenses of robbery with aggravation and using a firearm to commit a felony, so he'll be going to the courts shortly. Also, over in Portmore, on Saturday, I told you that on Friday night, April 11 at minutes to 10 o'clock, a 30-year-old female, she boarded a taxi along the Great Main Road in Portmore. The driver and the male passenger, they turned out to be cronies. The male passenger, he pulled a gun and they robbed the female of a Samsung Galaxy A32 cell phone and 49,000 Jamaican dollars in cash plus other valuables. The quick action of the police led to the capture of the two hoodlums when the motor car that they were traveling in was intercepted by the police. The gun and the items that they robbed from the female were also recovered by the police. They have now been charged. They are one, Byron Haughton, but he's popularly known as Bobo. Bobo is 39 years old and he's living at Miranda Road in the Southborough area, and two, Nicholas Sims, but he's popularly known as Youth or Cross. He is 42 years old and he's living at Dawkins Drive in Portmore. He also has another address at Biscayne Circle West in the Passage Fort area. From all indication, these two hoodlums, they have been doing this for a long while. They drive around in motor cars with red license plate on it to rob mainly females, and we are told that the charges are piling up. 42-year-old Nicholas Sims, also known as Youth or Cross, he has been slapped with another robbery charge. Allegation is that on Friday night, February 28 at minutes to 11 o'clock, an 18-year-old female boarded a white Toyota Probox with red license plate being driven by Cross along the Port Ennis main road in the vicinity of Ken's Wildflower. Another male was in the taxi. The female who boarded the taxi, she was going to Greater Portmore. On reaching the entrance of Brayton Phase 1 in Portmore, one of the hoodlums pointed a gun at the female and they proceeded to rob her of one silver chrome book laptop, 5,000 Jamaican dollars in cash and other valuables. They then allowed the female to come out of the taxi and drove away. Cross, he was subsequently charged in relation to that incident, and like I said, the charges are piling up. Over in St. Ann, on Tuesday night, March 11, about 10 o'clock, the operator in his mid-50s and the bartender in her mid-30s, they were in the Seekers Lounge at James Avenue in Ochares when two hoodlums pounced. One of them was armed with a gun. The hoodlums, they proceeded to juke down both persons and rob them of one Samsung A14 cell phone, cash amounting to 300 United States dollars and 35,000 Jamaican dollars plus other valuables. They then made good their escape. The police, they have also made a breakthrough in that case. Following police investigations, they have arrested and charged Ronaldo Lee, but he's popularly known as Pops. Pops is 28 years old and he's living at Prosper Heights in the exchange area of Ochireos. He has been charged for robbery with aggravation and he'll be facing a judge shortly. In this next report, detectives in St. James, they have taken a 24-year-old guy named Mad Dog in police custody following a shooting incident yesterday afternoon. Wednesday, April 16, about 5 o'clock. It took place at Clinic Lane in the Springmount area of St. James. Reports are that a 25-year-old guy named Seymour, he was in a conflict with some of Mad Dog's relatives. It is said that Seymour, he picked up stones and he started throwing them at Mad Dog's family's house. It is further alleged that Mad Dog, he saw what was happening and he pulled a gun and he fired several shots at Seymour, hitting him in his mouth and his abdomen. Mad Dog, he then made good his escape. The police, they were called and they rushed with Seymour to hospital where he was treated and admitted in a serious condition. The police, acting on intelligence, they carried out a raid at a house and Mad Dog, he was picked up. The gun, we are told, was not found. As soon as Mad Dog is charged, I'm going to be updating this report. Stand by for that. In this next report, in yesterday's Wanted Wednesday, the police, they released the photo of that grandfather on your screen. His name is Weston Quest. He is wanted for the offense of wounding with intent. The allegation is that on Friday, January 10, earlier this year, a 44-year-old plumber known as Lester or Chicken. He was at one of Weston's neighbor's house in the kitchen conducting plumbing work when Weston approached him and slapped him on his left hand with a machete. A tussle ensued, after which Lester he walked away. Weston he attacked Lester again and chopped him to the left side of his head and on his left shoulder, causing serious wounds. Lester he managed to walk to his house, which is nearby, and he was later assisted by residents to hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. We are told that Lester he had underwent emergency brain surgery and he was unable to talk for weeks. So Weston he's wanted by the police. We are getting unconfirmed reports that Weston he has trimmed. If you know where Weston is hiding, please inform upon him. In this next report, that man on your screen, his name is Christopher Kenneth Archer. He was a 42-year-old vendor living at Portobello in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. We are told that Christopher he lived alone in a 2-bedroom apartment at Portobello and he was last seen alive by other tenants on Friday, April 11, about 12 midday at the apartment complex. Over the last weekend, family members they tried calling Christopher by telephone. However, the calls they went unanswered. On Monday, April 14, other tenants they smell a foul odor coming from Chris' apartment and they informed the landlord. The landlord and the police they went there and they found the apartment securely locked. The apartment was accessed from the balcony through a door with a spare key. Chris' body was found on its back on the kitchen floor in a state of decomposition. He was dressed in a yellow merino and a blue shorts. The scene was processed and we are told that there was no sign of forced entry to the apartment, neither was there any mark of violence on Chris' body. The police they are awaiting a post-mortem examination to ascertain the cause of Chris' death. Sad indeed. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today, on Monday, I brought you a report and I promised to update it as soon as Llewellyn was charged. It was about the killing of that guy on your screen. His name is Warren Anthony Matthews. He was 34 years old and we are told that Warren, he's from the racecourse area in Clarendon, but he was living at Saigon in the Barretown area of St. James. We are told that late last week, Warren he was involved in a dispute with that 55-year-old painter on your screen. His name is Llewellyn McKenzie, but he's popularly known as Painter because he is a painter living at Saigon in the Barretown area of St. James. We are told that Painter he's from the Bridgetown area of St. Catherine. So what we are learning is that Llewellyn and Warren, though the age difference, they were very good friends. It is said that that friendship broke up when Warren he started sleeping with a female who Llewellyn was involved in a relationship with. Late last week, Warren and Painter they had a verbal spat over the female. On Saturday morning, April 12, Warren he was at home sleeping when Painter he went there and he attacked Warren. We are told that Painter he used a knife to inflict a large wound to the left side of Warren's chest and his neck. Warren he died on the spot and Llewellyn, also known as Painter, he later handed in himself to the police. Painter he has since confessed to the police that he was the guy who killed Warren. he was charged for murder. And at his age, Leon should be coming from prison. But Leon, he's on his way to prison because of a female. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Good boy them no out can't take, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the